When you activate and do this work on and in your root chakra to raise your Kundalini serpent fire power up through your body to your crown, to be crowned, so that you're sitting on the throne of your purpose, of your power, and of your pussy, POOS hyphenated E. Make sure to get your merch from our website, Timmesha Burgess at timmeshaburgess.com. I was about to give my email. Anyway, let's get into it. Listen, when you activate and do this work on and in yourself, you realize that you no longer want to wear the pants. You realize that you have a choice, and the choice is, I would rather be walking around in my flowy sarong or my flowy what's the things that my flowy muumuus or my kimonos, honey, or nothing at all. When you activate, you give up the idea of having to wear the pants and the dress. Why? Because you choose to go completely naked anyway. Listen. If you know, you know, right? When you activate and do this work on and in yourself, shouts out to Eclectic Majesty, who wanted me to dive deeper on the subject of being the boss, of wearing the skirt and the pants in our lives. But what I'm saying is, when you activate, okay, you give up that whole idea of having or trying to do it all. But let me tell you why. Welcome to Alcheminity, because turning pain into power is sexy. I'm your host and creator of this colony and the many colonies we're building around our globe, hell, around our galaxies at this point. I am your queen bee, Miss Burgess, if you're nasty. AKA the Gypsy Empress, also known as Nova. If you didn't know, now you know. Let's get into this message. Listen. Once again, shouts out to Eclectic Majesty, one of our subscribers here on Alcheminity. Hey, girl, hey. I hope you're hearing this. I hope you're listening to this. I put out a post a few days ago asking what were some topics y'all wanted me to talk about, and the best topic wins. Well, the comments that came in, there were so many good ones that I couldn't choose just one. So I've decided to go through them all. So, Eclectic Majesty, this is for you. And for those of you who this resonates with. So Eclectic said she wanted a deeper dive on, again, wearing the skirt and the pants as a boss divine feminine, and being able to manage between these two polarities, being able to balance between the two, the masculine and the feminine. And let me tell you what Spirit told me, because I meditate on messages, on topics, and the messages behind them before I give them to y'all. And what Spirit told me was that the way that we're fully activated in our power a lot of the times is through surrender. Especially as divine feminines, a lot of our power, the way that we turn pain into power, the way that we alchemize is by channeling things into something else, basically, right? So for the feminine, the way that we empower ourselves, the way that we activate power is by surrendering, right? The biggest thing and the biggest threat that many of us women, especially melanin women, but just women across the board, but I'm going to say the psychological spells have been put on Black women, melanin women, Spanish women, brown women, whatever, okay? The biggest threat to women is this idea of the independent woman ideology. Okay, Destiny's Child, they fucked us up with that one. Beyonce, I loved you, but you messed it up. You messed it up for so many of us on that shit right there. And what I'm saying that because adopting this whole idea of the independent woman idea has taught us, damn it, Mercury in retrograde, unloose my damn tongue. When is it over? August 11th? My goodness. But this message will come out. Nothing will block this. But the independent women philosophy has taught us to try to do everything on our own. Has taught us to believe that every single mother effing thing had to be done, created, innovated, and built on our own. We are not here to be builders. We are here as creators. Hello. When you're activated in your divine energy, you are here as the conduit for ideas and for magic and for life, for creativity to flow through. for power and energy to flow through. Once we are creative in our energy, because the divine feminine energy is creative, once you come up with these creative ideas, who do you think helps you to bring those things into fruition? Who do you think is supposed to build that, right? The ideas and the creativity comes from you, but that back work, the brick and mortar hammering kind of thing, that whole boss thing, okay, I really want us to get away from this idea of the boss, right? As divine feminine alchemists, we need to get away from this idea of the boss, because the boss, right, the ones that's handling it, like the way we think handling it looks like, or whatever that looks like, are the builders. As divine feminine creative energy, we are not supposed to be in our building era. We are in our creative energy, and the masculine comes in to build it the way that we saw it in our visions and in our dreams, in our epiphanies. Are you hearing me? So the way that you balance wearing the pants and the skirt as an activated alchemist is go naked. The way that you balance these energies is by surrendering. Right? Surrendering the need to have to or try to build it yourself. That is truly how you're in your boss energy as a divine feminine. By delegating the parts that are not in your strength to do, that is not even supposed to be for you to be lifting or building or trying to figure out. I don't know about y'all, but I don't have the most technical, engineering, scientific, mathematical mind. That's not my power. Because as an activated alchemist and chosen one, me being in my power means me being creative, means me being the intuitive one, means me being the empathic one. Once I have these dreams and these visions and these aha moments, right, these epiphanies, I go to my masculine energy and I say, hey, can you build this for us? Right? This is what I see. I dreamt this. Okay, I dreamt this. To the best of my ability, I'll try to sketch it out and give it to the masculine, because why? That is the masculine's power, is to be the builder. Are y'all hearing me? When you activate and come into the power of who and what you are, your mission and your purpose and your pussy, okay, your serpent kundalini energy rises up and wakes you up and schools you on the wisdom that as a divine activated one, you're not trying to be the boss and wear the pants and the skirt. You cool with being naked. Right? For me, I'm cool with being in my flowy sarong with nothing on underneath. I'm not trying to wear the pants, baby. Let me tell you something. I'm not trying to do it all. I am not going to do it all. That's what we tried to do before. And has it worked? It has not. Trying to do it all is what led us into experiencing extreme levels of anxiety. It's what brought on depression. It's what brought on the panic attacks. It's what brought on for many of you sicknesses and illness in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul. It is what brought on restlessness. It's what amplified the traumas. It's what kept you on pins and needles. It's what kept us in fight or flight mode. This is what kept our nervous systems out of whack. Trying to do it all is what caused us to gain all that weight. It's what caused us, our skin to break out. It's what caused us to be stressed. Trying to do it all, it's what... When you activate and come into power, come into your power. When you raise your kundalini serpent energy up, the serpent is wise, and it is teaching you to stop trying to wear the skirt and the pants. Now, being in your divine feminine energy and your divine masculine energy is categorically different from being the feminine and being the boss. It's categorically different, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you don't handle your biz naive. Of course you do. You are the ones who have to send the emails and make the calls right now. For me, with working and branding, building Alcheminity, connecting with you all, I'm having to do it all. There is no team around. There is, no, Lord, I can't even get out. Fucking Mercury, right? There is no team. There is no management. There's nothing it's just me. It's the team of me. But even with it being the team of me, I'm still not interested in trying to wear the pants and wear the skirt. Because when I'm sitting at my desk writing an article and putting that on Patreon. Shouts out to Patreon members. If you haven't become a member over there, what are you waiting for? For those of you who like yummy, deeper, juicy dives, that's where I do that. Okay, so become a member over on Patreon /Alcheminity. But when I'm sitting at my desk writing articles for Patreon or creating videos or doing episodes here on Alcheminity, most of the time I'm sitting at my desk naked as hell, butt booty naked. Okay, maybe with a glass of wine, maybe with some tea, with my hibiscus tea, peppermint tea, because being naked helps me channel information. Being naked is me being in my feminine energy. Okay. And this is one of the mistakes that I won't say mistakes, but I only know this because I traveled down the same road of trying to wear the pants and the skirt. And I realized that this was to my own detriment. I realized that this was affecting me mentally and physically and spiritually and emotionally because I was trying to be so tough in environments that I thought I needed to be tough in. And this affected me negatively. This also painted a picture of me that really wasn't true because really I was wearing a mask of being tough, right? Really, I was wearing a mask of trying to handle it all, doing it all, although I was doing it, but to my own detriment. It also painted a picture of me to people that wasn't really authentically me. It was the survival mode me. I would be in meetings and of course, in some situations I felt like I needed to be tougher or show myself to be tougher because a lot of the times I was in rooms with people who made, big decisions and I had to make big decisions. In my mind, I felt like I needed to prove that you couldn't fuck with me. I needed to prove that you couldn't play with my intelligence. And don't get me wrong. There are times when you do have to do that. There are times when you are, you set the line and you dare motherfucker to cross it. There are times when that is necessary. Don't get me wrong. But once you activate and come into your power and your energy, you're no longer in environments where you have to protect yourself like that fearlessly. You're no longer attracting the people, places, and things, opportunities, or in rooms with people who you feel like you got to watch your back around like that. You're no longer attracting and activating that. And if you are in those types of environments, you are planning your escape. If you are in those types of environments, you've already learned how to alchemize as the activated chosen alchemist. You know how to alchemize that type of energy if you are, okay? But, I felt like in the past that I needed to do that. And so that affected me mentally. But once you activate and come into power of who and what you are, you no longer try to look like the boss. You no longer try to prove that you are the boss because everyone fucking knows that already, especially when you show up in your energy and in your power and your purpose, activated in your pussy. People can feel that. They can sense that. They're already giving you the respect. They're already honoring your presence and you haven't even said a word. All you did was walk into the room. You don't have to prove you're a boss when you're an activated one. It's already felt. Are you hearing me? Now, I want to go back. Spirits want me to go back to the meat of what I was saying earlier. As an activated chosen one, you no longer try to do both. Right? Because you realize your power is in the essence of femininity. Your power is in the essence of creativity, of empathic abilities, intuitive, having dreams. You're psychic. You are clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient. I talk about these things in my book. Activate. Make sure you get your copy. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. This is where I break this stuff down. But once you come into your spiritual abilities and you know what your purpose and your mission is, you don't try to prove that you're the boss and you don't try to do it all on your own because you realize to be fully in your power, you can't do it all on your own. Are y'all hearing me? Neither do you want to. It would be foolish to try to do it all on your own when you activate. So you delegate. That rhymed. When you activate, okay, you realize it would be foolish to try to do it all on your own when you activate. Instead, you delegate. Because you know that the masculine's power, again, is to build. The biggest lie that we've been told, one of the biggest lies that we've been told, one of the biggest psychological threats to women is being taught to be completely independent women. That is not what God or the universe created us for. If we're supposed to be completely independent, then we would never have created men. We would never have created them. right? People, we've been all taught this religious philosophy that, men require a helpmate. It's actually the feminine, the women that require helpmates. We're the ones that require helpmates because we are, again, being given the dreams and the philosophies and the ideas and the empathic, intuitive insights on things that need to be created, things that need to be innovated, things that need to be built, things that need to be written and said. We're the ones that's getting channeled all that information because we are portals. Not only do we bring life from the invisible to the physical, from the spirit world to the physical world, but we are bringing ideas, dreams, visions, innovations because of our empathic, clairvoyant, clairsentient abilities. That is work in and of itself to alchemize that. Bringing things from the unseen to the seen. And so once we bring them from the unseen to the seen through our ideas, through our creativities, we draw them out. The masculines are there to help build it. They are the ones going to get the hammers and the screws and the saws and the chainsaws. I'm hearing hammers nailing wood and nailing, the construction. I'm hearing that in my head right now because those are the masculines at work for the feminine, especially for the divine feminines. So let me calm down a little bit. Got all hype. When you activate and do this work on and in yourself, you no longer try to be the boss because you learn to delegate. When you activate and do this work on and in yourself and raise up your Kundalini energy, you do this work on your root chakra, you're healing those traumas, sexual traumas, you're awakening what your mission and your purpose and your powers and your gifts, your talents and your skills are. Remember, when you activate, you become more magnetic, you become more beautiful. So you're going to be attracting in masculines who are going to want to help you. I've talked about this before. You will be a fool to turn that help away. If you turn that help away, you are not the boss. Because true bosses delegate. They know they can't do it on their own, nor do they want to. True bosses aren't trying to wear the skirts and the pants. Specifically for those of us on this journey, if you're listening to this, you are the alchemist. I keep rhyming today, okay? If you're listening to this, you are the alchemist. And as an alchemist, you're not trying to wear both. You'd rather go naked. Anyway, you'd rather go naked anyway. Listen, don't try to balance being the boss and wearing the skirt, okay? Because your power and the way that you empower yourself and empower your mission and your purpose, the way that you activate fully in who and what you are, is by surrendering to those masculines who are ready to help you build what you've dreamt. Now I'm hearing in the movie From the Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. Ooh. Now I got to break this shit. Listen, for those of you who want a deeper, yummy, juicy dive, there's going to be another part 2 to this over on Patreon. If you build it, they will come. CUM. Shouts out to my CUM members over on Patreon. Make sure you join the CUM membership. That is where I walk you through video. There are video portions there where I walk you through some of the techniques and rituals that I do on a daily basis to help activate my power and my purpose through my pussy. Okay, so there are video tutorials there, some rituals there, and just some other yummy, juicy things. So anyway, shouts out to Eclectic Majesty for this idea, for this topic. Here you go. For those of you this resonates with, make sure you let Eclectic Majesty know. Tell her thank you for bringing up this subject, that this is something you needed to hear as well. As you come into power, as you come into purpose, as you come into your pussy. Make sure you like this. Make sure you share this. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Shouts out to my new subscribers. All right. For those who are interested in working one-on-one exclusives with me are available. God damn it, Mercury. I'm trying to get this stuff out. Email me, timmeshaburgess at gmail.com. Once again, I have condensed the course time with me. It was 3 months long, but we're now down to 4 weeks. So it's a 1 month long course. 4 weeks. The first 3 weeks, we go through Flicker, Flame, and Fire. And in the 4th week, we combine all that we learned and we apply it. We apply it through my support of you bringing your brand online, refining your image, your business, whatever that is. We'll talk about that. For those of you who are interested, just email me. We will do a consultation over the phone, and then we'll go from there. I'll decide if you're a good fit for working one-on-one with me before we move forward. And once we decide to move forward, then we will do that. Anyway, Spirit says end it right here because I keep stuttering and shit. When you activate and come into alignment with your purpose and your power and your pussy, you no longer try to be the boss, you delegate. You no longer try to be the builder of it all because you realize that's what the masculine's job is to build what you dream. You no longer try to wear the pants and the skirt because you'd rather go naked anyway. I'll speak to y'all in the next episode. Ciao for now. Mwah.